There's the blessing and the curse of being so well associated with B.Sure. So when he is popular and everything, then you go. But when after his third album doesn't do as well, how does that affect people coming to Cal West for production?
Good question. Music changed, and I was just saying that before. The music style changed, and that sound was not in anymore. So that phone was not ringing like it used to.
Wow.
And yes, of course, there's going to be less work. And you know what? You got to do, if you're talented, you got to be in the middle. You got to do what you do best, but you got to try to make your work be current, and it's not easy because even if you do make a record that's current, and it sounds like what's on the radio, your name is associated with another sound.
Mm.
So those A&R people would be like, oh, I don't care what it sounds like. It's probably going to sound like what he did 7 years ago, and be like, no, we don't want that. So you got to, that's where it's kind of like you got the right situations got to come back. And I was lucky enough to have that, but also the right time and the right A&R, because someone's willing to take a chance on something different.
Yeah.
But absolutely, when that musical style changes, it's definitely going to be a change.
Now, one of my favorite guests who's been on my show twice is Donell Jones, and you did one of his best songs, "Where I Want to Be." And I think
Yes.
many people might be surprised to know that you actually co-produced or you produced it with him.
Yes. There's that name again, Eddie F.
Ah,
He now had his own label and production company, and work was slowing down for me for a while. And Eddie just said, look, we're having a party at my house. One of my artists is going to be here. You two go into a room and get together. And Eddie had nothing to do with it. Just he made it happen. And we met with myself and Donell, and we clicked and clicked. And even though he didn't like the music I brought, but he said, "Oh, but you got the style that I'm looking for." So maybe a month or two later, it was a month, Eddie set up a session, and I went over to meet with Donell, and now we're gonna do something new, like nothing. I'm not playing. We're doing creating something. Our session in literally the first 7 hours was not going well,
oh, wow.
and yeah, 7 hours, and then he said, "Look, instead of you playing me something, let me sing something to you, and you play." But I said, "Sure," and he sang me the song, and I played a little bit, and his beautiful, beautiful kids, and his kids would come in the studio. He's playing with the kids, and I'm playing, and in an hour, I'm like, "All right, look, I did this. Hope is good. See you later." Because I'm like, this didn't go great. And then literally a year later, I run into Donnell at a party at Eddie's house, and he goes, "Man, they love that record over at LaFace." I'm like, "What record?" We didn't do anything. And he said, "No, that little thing we did, at the end of the session." And I said, "Really?" And I'm jumping up and down. I said, "Yo, Eddie, what song is he talking about?" He goes, "Yeah, no, listen to it." And he said, it was L.A. Reid's favorite record, and um, you know, Donnell put it together. He added the African drums, and um, it's it turned out to be a legendary record.
But you
Yeah,
didn't. So you didn't go back to produce it with him. You just left that part there.
yeah. I just played all the music, and left. And
Ah,
then, so all he had to do was just he added some drums to it, and the guitar player came in, and but oh yeah, the music was already done when I left, and then he
okay.
he recorded it and everything. He just kind of mixed it and put his vocal and some stuff on there, and I had no idea. And the special, he made this special record. Yeah.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
But
So
then,
it took an hour.
wow. I mean, but then from that, did things open up then? Or how did it, I mean, other opportunities then? Because they listed you as the producer of the track.
Yes. That again brought more work, and then I was going through some things, personally, and I wasn't able to take advantage of it then, 99, 2000, 2001. And I kind of missed the boat again. But being able to have that record on my resume gave me a whole new identity,
Mm.
because now the obviously the New Jack Swing wasn't in, but the neo soul was in,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and this is what they considered neo soul. So now I'm getting calls again, and my business wasn't, put some personal things going on. I wasn't able to really.
Um,
Mhm.
you went to do some stuff with Ashanti. Was this after she left Murder Inc.?
I'm not sure. Another producer brought me in on that. A good friend of mine, Jannard Parker. He
Okay,
had the connection with the. I think she left Murder Inc. by that time, and
okay.
he brought me in, and we did the track together. And he kind of directed me to the people. He got the song recorded and written. But yeah, that was someone, again, knowing good people. Someone brought me in and made that song happen. So I actually never worked with her in the studio on that record.
Oh,
I just did
okay.
the track at the studio, and then my partner Janelle Parker went and got the song recorded.
Okay. Then what about Freddie Jackson?
Oh wow, that was a lot of fun. Um, very very good man. You know, very. This is mid '90s. Very successful artist at the time. He was just so humble and warm, and working with him in the studio, just amazing singer.
Mm.
He could do smooth, and he could do R&B, hard R&B. He was a lot of fun to be in the studio with too. Good man, good song. Um, I consider him a friend. I haven't seen him in years, but a good man, really nice man.
Yeah, because back in the late eight in the 80s, mid 80s, he was probably, him, Luther, I mean, he was one of the biggest R&B stars in the world. I mean, he was big in Nigeria, Freddie Jackson.
Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, he was managed by Rush at the time, and my manager at the time, Dominic Trenier. He made the connection, played them the songs already recorded, and management and Mr. Jackson was like, "Oh, this is nice." Went in, we did maybe 2 sessions. He would go right down the track, no stop start, right down the track. He gave me maybe 3 or 4 tracks, pieced it together, and his personality, just a nice man, good man.
Wow. And then after about 12 years, both you and Al returned with Honey, I'm Home for Hidden Beach. What was there much of an expectation for that track album?
Yes, yeah, because we were getting back together, and we had nothing but time. We spent time together. We lived together a little bit during that time to make that album, and we were demoing, and we knew we had something special. This was. I'm remembering back now, and the process was smooth like it was 20 years earlier. And he had his chops, and I had my chops, and um, we were excited about that. We were, and I wasn't too privy to the business side, but it just, the first single, "Poppy I," was a really good song,
Mm.
and it actually did chart. But the rest of the project, I don't know. I don't know what happened.
Wow.
Yeah.
My goodness. Yeah, that's the industry part. I mean, in some ways it could be luck. In some ways it's just the label just using the name, using the name and not trying to thinking that way. We don't need to do too much promotion. People will just buy. But at least by that time, you know, the industry of how we buy music changed. So
Yeah,
um,
yeah.
yeah,
I'll be sure was ready for that project. He made it happen. He sought the label. He was now a businessman. He was in control of more.
mm,
He took the creative process more serious for that album. He knew what he was as an artist, and he put it. We just put it all together. You know, we had some other producers that also brought good records, and yeah, I that record should have done better. Yeah.
yeah. Hey guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for being part of the Halftime Chat community. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe. But most importantly, why don't you consider being a member? That's a way of supporting the channel, but also getting a lot of videos ahead of time, a lot of behind the scenes stuff, and some exclusive content that doesn't get shared. But anyway, thanks for watching and thanks for being part of Halftime Chat. Sweet.